What up, Vegas? Yeah. What up, Amsterdam?
Torch high is the final five.
Yeah. Look. Immaculately crafted in these halls, hieroglyphs. Born and translated, the vocabulary's obvious. Throw your arms later when the beats is the catalyst. Mind the word labor, retrace back to Abilus. Got the old hater buying back in my establishment. Lit the torch, May 21st, 2020. Bagging up your purse, cause I hearse with a chariot. No dirt for my Harriet, it hurts so I tally it. Finite things off the cross when I carry it. Primo suits in the booth, then I marry it. Kilos coupe for a keynote activist. Trolls in the feeds, hide them, you test the accurate. You weak off the words, I take them to inhabitants. The front line with me, red dots on contaminants. Quotables over punchlines, call the ambulance. Atmosphere bright, neck shit off the ambulance.
Hands and wrists stay lit with the amethyst. Dripping ambiance from the sconces with the candles lit. Cancer riffs real quick like a hammer click. My mans and them comes up a couple cans upon your canvases. Box cutters coming out, we do the candlestick. Been winning competition since before the Drake get heritage. My fame is leverage, obtain all the extras when expert still remains, all except for the vain expletives. I spit flames while you drain your main beverage. Skill level obtained and train your brain will hemorrhage. Just my average, so far from your maximum. Subtract them, even my math skills can't even fathom them. Difference between us is steep as elite geniuses. Trying to teach them caving to read with the recent theses. All of my drip, you should feed it through intravenous's and watch these hip hoppers come back to life with no weaknesses.
What up, J. Cruz? Was that J. Cruz that I heard right there?
We in here. We in here.
Man.
Let's tell them about that final five joint, bro.
We gotta turn you up. You a little louder. Let me turn this down. I don't want to turn this down. I want to let that ride out.
Nod your head. I'm gonna share some more.
What you say, man?
I'm gonna share some more. Let that beat play. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I wasn't hearing you so loud there because that banging beat in the background was
that beat. Yo, that's my man Larcy from the Netherlands, killing the instruments.
Yeah, man. How'd you get pro on a feature, man? Who do you know to make the?
I had to contact the Force.
Man, you said that in the track.
Some Jedi shit. Yeah, right.
Some track. Was that on that track?
That's
was that
Baggage
different
Claim.
track?
That's Baggage Claim.
Oh, Baggage. How you get him on track?
Saying, Lord, how you get him on the record? Lightsaber, no sword. Yeah.
So we both. Yeah, no doubt.
You know?
Cool, man. Yeah, a little behind the scenes, little draft version, just to. I think that when that comes in, though, that's kind of like the anthem. I think that should be the anthem of the show. Listen right here, man, when this comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing none, bro.
Oh.
What up, Vegas?
Let me bring that back for you.
It's the final five.
Hear how that comes in?
Yeah.
That's intro material right there.
What up, Vegas?
Once you shoot your intro, man.
Yeah. What up, Amsterdam?
When you first said that, I thought you were shouting out Vegas, the city.
Look. Immaculately crafted in these halls, hieroglyphs. Born and translated, the vocabulary's obvious.
The vocabulary is obvious. Very obvious. Man, doing them dirty right there, man.
Yeah.
I came with the glasses today, man. I came with the glasses.
You're looking extra smart, bro. I like
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to do something.
I actually need them.
Yeah, well, I'm borderline, man. I'm borderline. The more I stare at this computer, the more I think that I might not be borderline. When I got these, right? Shout out to the first unofficial sponsor of the night, Boss. Boss. Yeah, Boss. And by the way, I can't stand when people say that to you, like when you're at the gym or something, they're like, hey, you need a towel, boss? Yeah, it's like, settle down. In
chief.
Yeah, chief, boss. Like, because if your boss was here right now and you said boss to me, I'm sure he wouldn't be very excited, or she would not be very excited about that. But anyway, shout out to Boss. because I do need some new. If you really look, you can see how dirty those are right there. Like they're a little scratched and stuff.
A little foggy.
A little foggy, yeah, man. So grabbing them by the lens and whatever, but that's neither here nor there. But I think in time, man, I'm gonna be moving over into the. I've been trying to keep it going as long as I can without needing the. I used to always be like, yo, I got great vision, and then it's like 6 in the morning, working on a paper, the table in the dark. Yeah, you're like, yo, hold on a sec. I know it's temporary, right?
Yo, all right, so cool. Let's conspiracy theory: coincidence or facts?
What's that?
So, you remember that movie Beowulf?
Yeah, I don't remember watching. I mean, if I could tell you that I know anything about it, I'd be lying.
It was the first three, like when you know what I mean, the first movie that they had at would you put the glasses on, right?
Yeah.
So I went there. My vision was 20/20, bro. I went there.
Came out of that
the movie. I had the glasses on, and then when the glasses are on, the screen went like the glasses were off.
Yeah.
For like 10 seconds. So I put my glasses down and looked at the screen and then went back. So needless to say, my eyes started hurting me. And then I'm working at Fidelity Investments. Shout out Fidelity.
Shout out to the
most
unofficial
sponsor.
Very much. We would really like to make that happen.
Yes. So Fidelity, I'm out of Fidelity, whatever, and my eyes just messing up. So I'm starting to have problems. Go see this doctor. He's like, yo, you got some cornea issue. You got holes in your cornea. I get plugs put in my eyes, bro. I had points where I couldn't see light. I was blind, basically.
You couldn't see light?
Any light from
That's the most fundamental thing.
I'd be in a black room. I'd see light and it would burn like salt was in my eyes.
What? Wow.
Yeah. So I was like that for like 3 months. And
then this is a real official sponsorship. Then
not bosses.
make that happen.
Might have to give me some bosses.
Make it happen.
But anyway, yeah. So it's like, was it coincidental that I decided to put, or was that real? Because it was from that point forward, man. I had 20/20, and then from that point forward, it just got bad.
So you think it was a setup?
I feel like it may have been it could have been. I don't think conspiracy theory on that level. I'm just saying, don't take your glasses off when you're in the movies where you're supposed to keep them on.
Well, that reminds me, because I know we're talking about Jay Cruz. He might need, kind of like I got up on here this week. You see, I got the Cash App, right? Jay Cruz, we added in the Cash App on the bottom. Jay Cruz might need a little Cash App action.
Yeah, give us that capital so we can get. Yo, the reality is the capital is being used for making the show better for y'all. We can improve on some things. If y'all like the show, you help improve the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, if you on Facebook or anywhere else, make sure that you share. Yeah,
share. Definitely. This is on what is it on? It's on what's it on? It's on YouTube.
Everywhere.
It's on my YouTube page, which is up there. It's on our little whatchamacallit. Man, I can't even say things right now. I'm like, it's on the whatchamacallit. It's on, obviously, it's on Facebook right now.
Give me Periscope. Whatchamacallit, give me a break, bro.
Oh, okay.
Break me off a piece of that. Yo, back in the days we used to sing that song. That was like a cool thing to do.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Unofficially sponsored by, though. Let's tell them who we unofficially sponsored by. Let's let them know. Unofficial sponsor of the week. We're gonna get right into it. It's Little Caesars, baby. It's Little Caesars. I'm gonna tell you why. Because here's why.
I can agree with that.
Y'all seeing that? Y'all seeing that? That's what I'm saying. And you know what? It might not be an empty box. It might be my snack. It might be my snack. It might be my snack.
And listen, if you don't agree with Pro and you feel like maybe it needs some seasoning, all you got to do is grab your adobo.
Oh, that's it.
You grab your adobo.
That's it. That takes care of it right there.
That fixes the problem.
That will fix the problem, man. So that's like, and you wash it down with some diet A&W, sugar-free. No caffeine, but plenty of extra junk in there that we don't need. So, and by the way, speaking of sponsors, you might have noticed this lovely wreath behind me. That is from my lovely wife, NJ Wreath Design. She's making wreaths. So, you know what I mean? njwreathdesigns.com. Because we know that our audience is a bunch of wreath buyers, right? But, you know, you may not think you are, but that was someone in your life, you know? Grandma, moms, that special lady.
Everybody needs to get a wreath.
Everybody needs a wreath. She got it for all seasons. She actually, you know what's funny? She was working on today. She does this like seasonal package. She's got like a few of seasonal packages she was working on. Those she does one like 4 wreaths for the whole year kind of thing for the different seasons. I'm probably butchering it, but if you go, actually, you know what? Let's make her a true unofficial sponsor. Hold on. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see. We'll go over to here. And we'll go over to there, and now she's a real unofficial sponsor right there.
Wow,
let's take it back. This is the real site. There's the site. There's the wreath action. She's no joke. She is no joke. Seasonal wreath subscription. That's what I'm talking about right there. To the seasonal, all modeled on our front door. What's in the gallery?
Up today.
I'm not on this thing enough that I need to be on this more. Oh, these are dope. She makes these ornaments for
those are
people
hot.
that like lost people in their lives or whatnot. She used to make them with her mom, and her mom passed away. I just took that down and put it in the wreath holder that was holding the wreath behind me because I wanted to get the Thanksgiving stuff going, but we're not quite ready to throw it on the front door. So in the meantime, it's up here in the stew. That's dope. So who would have thought we'd be looking at
talented, man. That one right there, that one up right there, that Christmas one.
Oh,
with
yeah.
The white. Nope, one down right there. That's real tight with the purple ribbon on it.
Hey, man.
That's real nice.
I can make it happen for you and yours. You know what I mean? I can make it happen. I know someone who knows someone. So, yeah, man. So she got the Etsy store. It's funny. The Etsy store thing is tricky because she sells them through the Etsy store, but then a lot of times it's in person. So we're still trying to figure out how to enter the sales. She sold a ton of them on here, but like she doesn't have it all going through the store. Like people will call and
how'd your man Steve Jobs start?
Garage, man. The garage. Yeah, actually, all of them, man. All of them. Elon Musk, all of them in the garage. Our garage is literally wreaths, man. We got hooks, wall to wall, wreaths everywhere. So that's why I know how to hang wreaths. Oh, this one might fall down. I just put it up. So, but should be good. We got.
And by the way, compliment Pro on the beautiful real background. I'm still chilling in Hawaii.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Man. I got Butter Messenger way down there on the wall. We got shot. By the way, XCal Butter Messenger makes a great holiday gift. They can be an unofficial sponsor too. Get that XCal Butter Messenger vinyl. You don't want to miss out on that. I see my man. So let's introduce him before he hops in. My man Christian, who we like to call C Steez. He's going to be joining us in a bit. So let's actually show the people what we talking about. So actually, whatever reason that doesn't want to play. So we're gonna go back to it and try it again. Let's give him his problem. So hanging with the homie section. Can y'all see that?
Doing right now.
Yeah. So that is my man C Steez right there. If you're not familiar with C Steez, you need to get familiar. That's him rocking a TEDx event with me. I came out at the beginning. He came out at the end. It was dope, and he killed that. So that's C Steez. I don't want to steal his entire thunder, but he is a dope spoken word poet from DC, product of DC. Well, UDC. He's a student at UDC as well, which is of course how we know each other. And we'll get into all that. But that is my man C Steez, and he is quite the human being, man. Y'all need to hear about the CC's story. We're gonna let him up in here too. We'll see if we can find this man.
Get Steez up here.
We know that Steez. What up, C Steez? How you doing, man?
What's going on? How you doing?
Chilling. Oh, AKA Christian's iPhone.
Oh, snap. Hey, Steez, pleasure to meet you, brother. Appreciate you. I'm doing well, man. Doing real well. Thank you.
Chilling, man. So I was giving you a little brief introduction, man, just to people who may not be familiar with the C Steez, man. But tell them about yourself, man. You want to tell them about yourself? I know you're a modest man, but
yeah, yeah, real modest. But my name is Christian Sutton. I attend the University of District of Columbia. I'm a senior. the University of District of Columbia. I'm also a spoken word artist and poet, community service guy, all about the people, all about the community, helping out, lending a helping hand, whether that's through my words, through my actions, and there's a lot of things that I had to offer, just all in a way to uplift my community, people that look like me, or the people that's in the same circumstances and conditions as me, all to empower them to do something of service, to do something of positivity.
That's beautiful.
That's my man right there. Yo, we're used to seeing each other more in this setting. You know, this is the office, man. It's been a long time since we've been at the office, man. Since we've been at the campus, right? When's the last time you were on campus?
What was that? Like, it seemed like a year and a half ago.
I know, right? I mean, for me, it was March, man. It was March. It was like, you know, I was there on a borderline day, tell you the truth, when things were starting to get real right around, like, I want to say it was like March 11th or something like that. And it was, you know, everybody was panicking. We were actually I was doing like faculty development trainings right in the midst of this thing. And it was crazy. We had to squeeze out what we could to get this stuff done. And you know, that was in the day when people would like walk in the building, everyone had wipes, and people didn't have masks yet because no one knew it was really like airborne like that. And a few people did. A few people had the mask, you know, around that time. But if you remember, it's crazy thinking about that. People weren't wearing masks back then, man. So
no, and we was really connecting. We was just texting, communicating through text and just here and there. Like, it was just so crazy. Like, it was like, feel like all a blur because it was happening so fast, you know?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. My whole office, like, I didn't get a chance to, you know, you think about it, it's like it feels like abandoned property in a way, you know. You feel like, you know, you think about the last day you were in the gym. You know, we're in the gym a couple of times. You know, you think about the last time you were doing whatever, and it's like I had stuff at the office I wish I had right now. You know, like I need that. It's in my top drawer, man. You know, but on to bigger and better things, man. Yo, tell them about some of the projects you've been working on, man. I don't want to give away things you don't want to give away. I obviously know what you're up to, but let them know what they can know, man. And maybe we can get a little C Steve's verse action.
Ooh.
I've just been so recently, since all this, you know, I believe everybody's been experiencing this or close to it, whether it's a mutual friend or somebody just in your family. Like, had 3 people recently just passed away, but 2 of them recently was murdered. But one of them was like murdered in a way that was touched my heart. So I was like, just took the time out to write a poem in tribute to him, honor to him. You know what I mean? Extending my love. And just wish, basically all in the 5-minute poem, 4-minute poem, all the things I wish I would have said to him while he was still here. You know what I mean? It eats me up, like, just thinking about it. Like, that's why I always say, tell people you love them, give them their flowers, as everybody always say in the modern time, but like, show them love while they still here, because you never know when their last day may occur. So, like, he was fatally murdered. Case is still unsolved, but I just wanted to do something in tribute to him. So it's titled Guardian Angel, and it's for my brother. So yeah, that passed away.
And it's crazy, man. I'll be the first to say it's crazy, man. I know how much you put into it, and I know how you usually do. You're a lot like Jay. I mean, y'all don't know each other, but Jay churns out material, like he's constantly working on something, you know, and at a real crazy clip. And I know before the situation for you, you were doing the same. You were just banging out stuff. You're always doing shows, you know, writing, working, testing your material, whether we up at Bus Boys trying something out or at, you know, one of your many shows or one of the things I'm doing or whatever. It's just great to see you always sharpening the sword. And I know with this, you've worked on this thing like tirelessly, man. It's been just it's been all about this joint for months now. I know you've had a little music industry hold up on some of that stuff, but it's been great to see you kind of, you know, working on this thing like it's your baby, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because, you know, like, you know me, Mr. Plur, like, I always want things to be done right. So I just been on it like effortlessly. Like, I wanted to just do a straight poem just with me having a nice little piano in the back, but I was like, it's something that's missing. I wanted to really evoke the emotion, really evoke what I'm feeling, you know what I mean, to really make it heartfelt, to people can just understand. So I wanted to implement a singer. So, you know, it's been a process with that, trying to find a singer, but I just want to make sure it's done right. Like, I've been working on stuff, other things here and there, but I want to make sure this is done for quality over just quantity. You know, I wanted to take my due diligence
and putting that work in.
Put that work. Yeah. So.
Hey, Christian, first off, condolences for the 3 losses you had, man. I hate hearing it. I'm looking at the, every Friday I hit the hip hop news. I'm like, what's happening? I'm seeing dead. Like my homeboy, just shot in the back of the head at 28 years old, rapper from, I can't remember his name, but like
Mo3, right?
Mo3, yeah, man. It's like 28 dead, it's crazy. But things like this, awareness of like, look, let's be more proactive in thinking and like, try to share brotherhood. So, things like this don't happen. It's huge. So this piece you're working on is important for sure.
Yeah.
You already know that, but I'm just solidifying that for you.
Nah, I really appreciate it. It's just to shed light about it. It's not like trying to, I want to get justice served on behalf of my brother, but it's like I know everybody else is feeling it, not whether it's just a shooting, but either COVID or other conditions, sick or health, just to bring awareness to it, like just to show love to your people while they're here and just do it all in a therapeutic way, So it's like, why not me? Like I'm feeling a certain way, I'm hurt. We want to do things that may not be as positive because in our emotions, the way we feeling, but why not me take it upon myself and do the right thing, not go crazy and do the wrong thing. That's the thing that's just always in my mind. It's like my friend passed, it's like everybody else and that's affected, they want to just do the opposite. But I was like, no, I'm about to do something that can all just be more positive on a straight and narrow, all in the right way. So just hold tight, be patient. It's all gonna come to light. The truth gonna come to light sooner or later. You know what I mean? So that's how I just take it. So
dope, man. Yeah. Can I share that artwork that you sent me?
Yes, sir.
So check that out right there. Yeah. So that's what to look for. Really CC's cool, Guardian Angel.
Can you blow that up anymore?
I could, but I just shared it. I sent it from my phone from him. Send it to over to my Facebook.
Wow,
I actually sent it to you,
man.
Jay.
That's really cool.
So
you did send it to me?
Yeah. Just send it to you through Facebook.
Guardian Angel, I love it, man.
Yeah. So in the back, it's got like I just try to make it like heartfelt again. I got everybody that's kind of with importance to him, like on the right side right here it's on my right side, but on the side, it's like you got him and his brother. And got it in the corner, in the top left corner, it has his family. But that was on the day of the funeral, but I didn't have no other family pictures. On the bottom corner, that's me and him. He was there on my birthday. I was making a wish. So I was like, and I had my birthday just passed in September, and he wasn't there for it. And then on the bottom right corner, that's him and his other close friend of mine, him and G. And on the top, it's all of the other close friends too. So I just wanted to put them in the background, but in clouds, and have him in the front, and just represent him. So that's why I made it like so.
You definitely did that justice. Yo, that hook, man, that you let me hear too, I think just takes it to a whole different level, Is that something I know we're trying to get you to say something too. Is that something you want to say, or you want to say something different, or what you want to say?
I mean, you want me to spit a little piece of my phone?
Absolutely, man. Come on.
I don't know about a little piece, man. I feel like you should, if you can, do the whole
thing. So let me also tell them too. So the way we're tightly connected is that I'm the faculty advisor for the UDC Artists Collective, and he's the president. We've been kind of set back as of late with the situation or whatnot, but we're still trying to plan a virtual event coming up. But this man is, always a champion for, like he said, man, he's a social justice activist in the district, whether it's homeless shelters or raising food or just, doing things that directly benefit people on the street. I know his lifelong goal is to, open a nonprofit that benefits people like himself, as he says, people that are have gone through similar experiences in life or whatnot. And he's about giving back. So definitely more people need to take heed to the
The best thing in life is leading with the heart, man.
Yeah, man.
Lead with the heart is the best thing in life.
It's all genuine, all organic, to provide people that you know what I mean, in similar situations with me, providing with opportunities, you know what I mean? I could have went many different paths in my life. And I, you know what I mean, still rectifying my wrongs, doing the right thing. But it's like, you can do a positive thing too. That's why I always try to be that channel, like you, or be that example. You know what
Recent
I mean?
new scholarship winner, Steve. We don't want to blow up your spot too much.
But you know what's funny too is
Kid does it right in the
that
classroom
makes
too.
the difference.
Yeah.
When you have dreams and aspirations and you have discipline, you know, the key elements of success, that's what differentiates someone like you versus someone that's trying to be like you. They can't figure it out. It's all the extra elements that it takes to make that person. You know, it's not like, yo, we're gonna wake up one day, it just happens. Nah, there's some challenging situations and circumstances you gotta put yourself through to say, no, I'm not gonna do this, I'm gonna do this.
He's like if you you know, we play some ball. Well, he plays more ball than I do, but or maybe you used to play more ball. Used to. We've done a little balling, but the metaphor of upside, right? Like C. Steez is somebody with actually a lot of upside in terms of what he does as an artist. I would say this, I mean, you know, we talk about these kind of things, but I would say this in this ranking. I don't know if I put it this way, but I'd say C. Steez, I think, are like the three things, you know, kind of that I see him doing all the time, sort of the artist activist, right? Let's just say artist first. Let's say, so there's the artist C. Steez, there's the student C. Steez, and there's the person C. Steez, who's like that activist person package, you know, for as well as people rave about him in the classroom or you know, doing the spoken word, most people will tell you that this dude is just the genuine article, you know, and so that's the biggest compliment, and I wholeheartedly agree. So enough of that. So let's hear about you through you, man. Let's hear you. What are you gonna give us, man?
All right, I'm gonna give as much of it as I can. The Guardian Angel poem.
All right.
I was like, Guardian Angel. I was like, I got a call that I lost my brother the other night. Heartbroken, mind racing. Laying in the bed with tears coming down my face saying, why you? What is this world coming to? This just isn't right. Like, why did you have to be the one to leave? Why did someone have to take your life? Like, why did we let you slip away from us? Why did June 26th have to be your night? Yo, Moon, you remember those trips to the store when we was both down to our last, but I had a little more, and I told you, don't worry about it. If I got it, you got it. It's on the arm, you my brother. We don't count favors, no matter the price. Before you became my guardian angel, you was my guiding light. You used to give me advice, uplift my spirits, you know, check on me, make sure I was all right. Now, you no longer here. I'm no longer doing all right. Bro, I'm sorry I let you down. Your death has been taking a toll on me and harm me every night. It's crazy that we live in a life where you get taken out before you start living your life, while we beef and be at odds with people that undergo the same struggles and plight as we continue to kill one another over women, money, and gripe. Man, to be honest, my brother may have said a lot of things, but he wouldn't hurt a soul. He had love for everyone, and everyone had love for him. So why was he done dirty and trife? Man, I tell you, it's situations like this why I be at odds with the world and start questioning life. We was just rapping, laughing, snapping, shooting baskets. Now the last images I have of you is you laying in the casket, traumatic. Having to watch a mother bury her son is what you call tragic. We was just trying to shake up the world to get to the bag in every facet. I remember when me, you, and Joe would just be riding through the city, cutting up, causing havoc, weaving in and out of traffic. Your physical may be gone, but once a king, always a king. And your name forever ring. And that's undoubtedly automatic. I'ma just continue to rock this royal blue in honor of you, just cause you were a fanatic. You're not just my brother, you was my day one, you was my dog. You was the one that's still with me through all my struggles and all my flaws. You watched me rise, you witnessed the growth, you saw me evolve. But ever since I got the news about you, I just been down bad and going through it all. Lately I've been paranoid, stressed, depressed. waking up in the middle of the night with cold sweats. This thing you call death has been putting me to the test. How they just gonna take the closest thing from me and leave me with nothing left? Like how many more funerals do I have to attend, sit through or see? Like how I'm supposed to move on in this world with you being deceased?
Mm-hmm.
Like what about your family, friends, Mon Dukes, Day G? Like what about your brother Reek? Like who would have thought losing you would hurt so much or cut so deep? I'ma just leave it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Man.
Steve's double entendre, quadruple, I don't know.
Yeah, man, for real. For real.
Yeah.
That's a long time coming, man.
I know wait to hear that.
You know, I mean, we always.
That's really, really dope.
I mean, we always talk about like how hip hop and writing and poetry is therapeutic. I mean, if that ain't an example of the therapeutic power, you know, because I mean, like you said in your verse, you know, you're going through it, and I know in some small way, writing about it is at least some small release. You know what I mean? You can do something, like you said,
and you could see it when he spitting it. Like I felt that, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I felt that, and I didn't have to nod my head.
Like it's like, you know what I mean? It's not trying to be cliche, but it's like it's still pain. Like even when I say it, like every time, like not when I was rehearsing it, it's still like I still get the chills even saying it because it's like it don't even seem right.
Yeah.
Like it don't feel right in my head, my body. Just looking at his old pictures, being around his family, just like why him? You know what I mean? It's just like what? So every time I say it, even present it right here to this day, it just don't. It's still like give me chills when I do it. Like you know what I mean? So it's all true, all genuine, all from the heart. You know what I mean? I hope I just honoring his name well, doing things that, you know what I mean, the right way, and hope he look down and love it and enjoy it. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, man.
Beauty and pain, man. And you know, that's beauty and pain right there.
How's the you know, on another topic, how's the semester, man, going for you, man? I know it's been crazy for everybody. How you dealing with you know, this whole virtual world and trying to get your stuff done and focus after going through all that, you know?
it's
Even a senior?
Yeah, it's day by day, like, you know what I mean? You know me, like I like to have things structured, organized, like or have it pre-done, you know what I mean, pre-prepared. Like I can't even do that right now. It's like you don't know what's gonna come the next class or the next day, you know what I mean? And you dealing with other personalities, other, you know what I mean, situations, other environments and other people's world, and you gotta basically damn near depend on them, you know what I mean? So it's like I worked with that before, but not on this level. That's what it is right now. Like that's what it is every day or every class time, and you gotta work amongst other people's schedules around other people's time, and it's a challenge, man.
Yeah.
But some teachers are considerate of it, and some aren't. But that's just how the game goes. So I just gotta keep persevering and keep pushing.
Absolutely.
That's great.
You know, I saw an article today. Actually, I read it today. There's an article. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this or not, but I'm starting to get, probably other people maybe will hear this, have the same thing. I used to not really check for LinkedIn like that. And my wife is like all over LinkedIn, right? She's like, I mean, not as much as she used to be, but she really like knows how LinkedIn works and stuff. And she has a lot of friends who are on LinkedIn. So I was like, all right, let me play. You know, I've had the page for like forever, but I don't really pay attention to it. So now I started to post things every now and then. So what they now do is every now and then you'll get an article from like a big publication like the Wall Street Journal or something, and they'll send it to people who they think are like quote unquote tastemakers in that area. So like I'll get education articles based on your profile, you know. So I got one today and I read it, and they basically are asking you, it's kind of a slick, almost bot way, because I don't think it's like a real human, but it's like using a bot essentially to get feedback. So they're like, hey, we think you'd have great input on this article. Can you talk about it? In the first few I didn't, but I did on one today and was talking about the Spotify, or if we can turn that into a verb, Spotification of higher ed, and how they think that hip hop, how they think, see how much I think hip hop and higher ed go together, how they think higher ed will eventually be following a Spotify model. I want to say it was I want to say it was either the Journal or the Washington Time. I'm not sure it was the New York Times or the Washington Post or the Journal, one of the three.
Yeah,
but
audio books for your degree, right?
Well,
basically.
no, more talking like, so like kind of to Christian's point, like, you know, you're on this person's schedule and that person's schedule. What if you could just kind of make your own schedule as you need, and not just make your own schedule, because you can sort of do that, but what if you just pick the courses you need yourself? In other words, like it's just like a playlist, right? Kind of like make a play. I need some of this. I need a little bit of that. I need a little bit of that. And at the end, you kind of come out with sort of a custom tailored degree that says I have these competencies, right? So it's, in a way, it follows the competency based model and doesn't put you at the mercy of like, man, like, because I can kind of feel what he's saying. We've talked about this before. Like the only one class you need is at 2:30, especially when they're on the ground. You know what I'm saying? It's 2:30, and that faculty member I don't particularly care for, I don't want to have. Man, now I got to wait a whole semester to get another, you know what I mean? And so like we've all jumped through those hoops and talking about trying to be more instead of you at the mercy of the school, you know, we're kind of at the mercy of you, the student. Like in terms of the faculty would be informed by, you know, not so much we say you need this for your program, which is how it is now, more like, oh, we're teaching when enough students say they need that class, you know? So it's really student catered, you know what I mean? And you making sort of the degree in a way. So that could help. And I think we're on the threshold of that with this online stuff, because, you know, people going through it and, you know, people, you know, this, whether it's, you know, people that have had similar experiences that you've had, whether they've lost people, family sickness, people with COVID. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy semester. And, you know, I hear from behind the scenes, like I hear the faculty gripes, what they'll have, like, we don't see enough participation from the students or whatever, or students aren't showing their screen, blah, blah, blah. And then from the students, you hear like, we're so burned out of this whole Zoom world and the same boring kind of, here's your lesson, here's your thing.
Yeah.
You know, I fall victim to it too, teaching classes. You know, I'll be like, you know, you try to make it as spicy as you can, but we're confined to this, you know, sort of world. It's challenging, you know, try to do everything I can to make it different, but it's tough. And just realizing that people are going through what you're saying, not everybody's as lucky to have. Well, first of all, I'm blessed to have the relationship I do with you, but I'm saying to have like a deeper connection with the students where they understand what they're truly going through. You know, we talk about empathy and all this kind of stuff. Until you actually know a student, or vice versa, know a faculty member, it's kind of hard to really really even want to share a camera, like, you know, coming to this person's home, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like overlapping. Everything is like overlapping. And it's like, I even heard teachers say it's like, it's less teaching going on. They are aware of it.
Yeah.
It's just more just giving you work and assignments. We got to meet this requirement by the end of the semester. Oh, make sure they do a huge project. Make sure they do a couple of big like essays, you know what I mean? Overlapping, you know what I mean? Like back to back, not really, you asking for students' opinion, but it's like, and I feel like the time when this semester ends, or even moving forward, like how everybody voice matters, the voice counts on the feedback that you
town
should
halls
give
and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah, and your professors, or just how things is transitioning or moving on into this virtual world. Like everybody should really speak up and tell what's needed to basically help them be progressive and, you know what I mean, be effective moving forward, more successful in this new way of learning, you know what I mean? So
maybe on a lighter note, speaking, but keeping it kind of online. So let me transition this way. I was in a training. We use Microsoft products at UDC, and we use Teams. And I was in there one day, I think I was saying this to you, Jay, too. Like we're in there on Teams, and all of a sudden I saw this function they were teaching us about, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's what they do in the NBA with the faces in the seats. So that's a Microsoft thing for Microsoft Teams. Teams is kind of like what we're on right now, except it has a few more bells and whistles, maybe too many. But I was kind of like, yo, this is how they do the NBA, and everybody's in a seat. It's called like Stadium, and so that's what the NBA is using. So you see where I'm heading. Jay and I were talking about this, and Christian's a baller kind of. Yeah, you know, I don't mean he's a baller, but I mean he plays ball. You know, I mean, but so Jay and I was talking.
Oh,
yeah, man.
Down to number 3.
What do you think about this draft? See, Steve, you been paying attention to any of this stuff?
A little bit like, you know what I mean? I think LaMelo is going to be something special. I feel like he's going to be special.
Yeah, me too.
But Anthony Edwards is a...
Oh, yeah, Anthony Edwards from Georgia. He's a beast. He's a man amongst boys.
Yep.
Body.
He's going number 1. pretty much.
Any chance for these Celtics to move up in the draft, Jay? Man, I mean, Christian ain't caring about these Celtics like that. But you know.
What's the rumors about Gordon Hayward, man? What's going on?
Man, he doesn't want to be here. It sounds like. I mean, that's kind of like, you know, not to make it political, but like, because it isn't. But like, it's kind of like the whole situation with the president. It's like, you know, the president kind of officially coming into knowing that he's not really wanted. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and you know, getting a little salty and maybe
it's just that he's been injured all the time. The dude was always hurting his toenail.
Right. It's been crazy, but the rumors have been that now he wants out, and because the way his contract is structured, obviously he makes big coin. And so, you know, like Boston, like any other city, especially in Boston, you're paying somebody like $30 million. They want to see a return on that investment. They don't care what the excuse is, you know. But when he's in the game, you know, other than the playoffs day after he had that last little injury, I mean, he's in the game. They run smooth. It's like there's an adult in the room. You know what I mean? It's like he's a pass first kind of guy, shoots if he's open. He was set. What was he? 17.
And I don't want to die. I gotta take back what I said about Gordon. You know what I mean? You know, his injury. You know, the injury that was his broken leg. You know what I mean? That whole thing, man.
Crazy.
That really messed with his mind.
No, absolutely. But I mean, I think last year though he was dope. Though he had a great year, all things considered. I thought, other than the playoff injury, and even when he broke his hand in the middle of the freaking year, he was off to a great. He was playing wonderfully, and then boom, right in the middle. And then he came back really without missing a beat. And I was like, yo, okay, this, and it's weird because it's
coming back from that injury.
But you have devastating leg, right? And then you have you tweak it here and there a couple times. Of course, that's going to happen. But then this year, he has the hand thing, which takes him out for whatever that was, 5 weeks or so. And then it's like 4 games left in the year, and then he sprains his ankle right at the critical time and comes back and gives you what he can. I mean, they're just all disconnected injuries that really had nothing to do with each other, but just
bad breaks.
Man. And you got to think, I mean, me sort of on the probability and statistics, I'm like, you keep him because the probability is he's not going to get injured again because those were freaks.
Exactly.
That isn't
how old is he? What is he? He's in his mid-20s?
Nah, he's like 29, 30. I think he's 30.
He's closing in on 30. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, at least the injuries
maybe coming up on 31.
Like you said, they're not connected, you know, but
yeah. Nah, he's in great shape and stuff.
He can still produce. He can still produce.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's not a question of not being able to produce.
I mean, he may look upon he was damaged goods, but he's not damaged goods.
Nah. Some team are gonna get him because I mean, but anyways, Christian, to your point, like the rumors were that he wants to renegotiate a deal because he's not going to get the kind of deal. You know, it's one of those situations where you invest in yourself now. You say, look, I want a new deal right now, so I want to be out. So let me sign like a 4-year deal as opposed to, you know, being on the last leg of your deal and being this sort of pawn in the game where you're a valuable contract because it's an expiring contract, and teams, because of the way the cap works in the NBA, expiring contracts and the way they come off your books allow you to go get another sort of franchise player. So he's like proactive, and he's like, yo, and all if you're him or any of the players on the Celtics, it's crowded, man. It's crowded at the wing. You know what I'm saying? So it makes
just
sense.
A shout out real quick to Steve's area. John Wall, one of my favorite players.
Oh yeah,
come on, John Wall.
Yeah. John Wall. I hope he just stay healthy. You know what I mean? Prove the doubters wrong once again. You know what I mean? He always plays hard. He has a good game. You know,
I like Bradley Beal better, man. I think Bradley Beal.
You know his biggest criticism in his jump shot. You know that. You know, his biggest criticism in his jump shot. I love Bradley Beal's game too. You know what I mean? But
Beal can shoot that ball. Beal to me is like Ray Allen with a little bit more length.
I mean, when
maybe
Ball
the same
was jumping
length,
out the room, man, that boy, he made you look bad. I've seen him make people look bad.
Yeah, and he plays defense.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
Athletic guard.
I'm thinking, you know, I think Ball. What do they got him at? Like 3rd? You were saying, Jay, these days? Where they
he moved down to 3. They got Wiseman at 2 and Andrew Edwards at 1.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Yo, like I said last week, December 22nd, man, this is crazy. We'd be into like what?
That's what I said. That's crazy.
We'd be into the couple weeks of the season right now, but we would have been going through withdrawal if it wasn't for that whole situation that they gave us. And now I feel like kid in the candy store that's coming back up again. I'm just wondering what they're gonna do with the whole COVID thing too. And you think about this, right? the draft is like right around the corner. So normally you would have drafted your player. They go through summer league. They, free agency starts or whatever. This is like free agency is like right immediately after this thing. And then it's what, training camp? And then the season starts on December 22nd. What are we now? A couple of days after Veterans Day. Man, we got.
I think I saw
someone
in the NBA just got COVID again.
In what?
In Utah, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I saw an NBA player get COVID. They got it.
Man, I saw Secret Service for the president and his whole staff. It was like 100 and some odd people. I just heard about today. I was listening to C-SPAN, man. Let me tell you how slow life can be sometimes. I was listening to C-SPAN today. And, I'm in the rental. You know what I mean? Big shout out to our unofficial sponsor, Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I'm in the rental right now. Yo,
real quick, before you jump into that, I'm really not in Hawaii.
No, he's really not.
But I will hit you with the unofficial sponsor. I'm Enjoy.
Oh, I'm Enjoy. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Coconut,
the most
man.
official unofficial sponsorship.
Absolutely.
I feel like I'm cracking coconuts right now, drinking my little drink out of this little. I'm cold right now, bro. It's 42 degrees.
I mean, I'm more about bars, man. You know what I mean? I'm about bars. I'm all about bars. I'm all about bars, man.
Okay.
There's only one bar sometimes.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off.
We got 3 MCs in here right now. We should have a 1 bar contest. 1 bar. You don't get 2, you get 1 bar. What can you do in 1 bar? We should make that a weekly segment. What can you do in 1 bar? And that'd be sponsored by Kit Kat. Right?
That would be.
It's like, yo, I don't know, man. 1 bar is tough.
I'm coming to break you off. It's that. Yo,
it's it.
Coming
to
break you off the Roots joint, right?
I'm coming to break you off. That's it. That's all you got. That's a bar. All right. No 2 bars, man. So yeah, man.
They do make them 2 bar though. You got to watch out now.
Oh, absolutely. Let me check this out here. Tell them about that, C-Steez. What were you doing right there? We kind of gave it away a little at the beginning, but for people just tuning in, what were you doing right there?
I was performing at the preliminaries for the
yes, you were, man. You were like the featured guest, man, closing the show down.
Some people they didn't know they was going to expect from me. They was like, who is this young kid getting on stage? And people that was trying to do they pitch, they didn't even touch the stage. They was like, who is this guy? Then
right.
I had to show them what time it was, man.
Look at that crowd. They're like, what? Who is that?
Yeah.
Nah, and then after this dude was politicking with them in the sort of the green room or whatever. It wasn't the green room, it was like the after party room and building with there was some people to do there too. So shout out to TEDx Tyson. Shout out to my wife as well. She's connected to that. The unofficial sponsors, we already told you about that, so you know who they are. Unofficial sponsors.
I'm gonna go on silence and
for
about 5 minutes.
So we got you. We got you. C-Steve's not gonna rat it out. But special guests. Notice I put plural. C-Steez, because you never know who else is gonna drop by. So we do a little thing called life hacks, C-Steez. If you while you're sitting there, man, if you think of any life hacks that we should know for the people that need to know, like a life hack. Like for me, kind of like you don't need to break off 2 bars. Sometimes you can just get 1 bar, if you steal your son's Halloween candy. So life hack, right? Any life hacks you can give us, you let us know. But we were talking about some hip hop news too. We'll let that slide for a second. We'll hop on back there. But the hoop talk, man, that's where we're gonna leave it. I was saying to Jay that I think this year for the Celts, I think we got a real shot to do something special depending on what we do with Gordon Hayward, right? Like whether we get a 1 or we get a 5 or whatnot. But I'm just curious in how the season's going to run. Are they going to be traveling? Are they going to do this bubble thing again? Have you heard anything about that?
I'm hearing too, like a little rumors, or I think it's going to probably possibly be true. Like they're going to open up the stadium or the gym or have a attendance, a couple population of people coming in. You know what I mean? That's
20% or something.
It's a scary thing, man. Even when absolutely. The NFL, it's just scary because
I don't get how the NFL does what they do.
It's like I understand you're enforcing it, but it's just still, you know what I mean? Just the way you travel and the way you exit in the building, the way you coming into
they got cases popping up left and right,
right. And even what's going on in Maryland right now, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just.
I mean, out here it's crazy. I mean, it's like you look at. at the beginning, it was like DC didn't have anything. You know, it was like no cases, and then boom, you know, all of a sudden, Virginia, like it's crazy, man. It's just like things popping off. Maryland is just
like, why can't it just continue the way it was? I don't know. I feel like it may be beneficial for everyone that way. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? The way the NBA was, or you mean the way the situation was?
You know what I mean? Just no fans, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe close friends or whatever like that. Because if you allow people in the stadium, in the building, they still don't have to they have to get tested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I generally feel like this, like if I go to a grocery store, I don't feel like I'm going to get COVID because I got a mask. Everybody kind of knows what they're doing. People behind, you know what I mean? Like I'm still in the whole wipe my groceries kind of thing off. You know, I slack a little bit comparatively, but now the cases are like through the roof again. It's like when you're dealing with pro sports and people contact and breathe in, high five, you know, when you celebrating and doing all these things, I don't understand. You know, I watch, you know, whether I'm watching the Patriots, you know, I'm still watching the Pats and watching Tampa Bay a little bit now that Brady and Gronk are playing, and they were all shouting in each other's face or whatever. And obviously, you know, we know that, you know, quarterbacks, receivers, everybody's getting COVID out there. And it's crazy. I think the NBA with no cases is just insane. And for them to switch it up, if they even have any cases, people are gonna be like, see what you did? Y'all wanted to get greedy and have, you know, 20% occupancy. And I do think I've been an advocate of that. I've said there's no reason when you look at an empty stadium that it needs to be empty. I mean, there's some number of fans that you could put in there that would, you know, and I'm about as big as it gets in terms of, you know, safety and all that kind of stuff. But there is a number that you can do, and there's a way you can do it. You know, it's just a matter of enforcing it for at least the fans. I wouldn't want to be one of the servers serving food, though. You know, they'd have to almost make some kind of self-vending machine, or I don't know what they would do for that, or bring your own booze kind of thing, bring your own food. I don't know where that's going.
How many people would you allow, though?
I don't know. I think it depends on the venue. It depends on the building. I don't think they'd allow all the venues because you can't. I mean, the more venues you have, the more variables you have to control, you know? So if you had maybe like, you know, let's say an East Coast venue and a West Coast venue, you know, maybe you do like 4 venues or something and try it out. And, you know, you do multiple bubbles. Maybe, I don't know, man. I don't know. The quasi bubbles.
No, the real answer to this whole situation is something that we just neglect to even think about, which is you got to shut the world down for 30 days.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
You can't get a state here to shut down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I've heard
you can't. The bare minimum. I mean, they're doing a lot of good things. One-way traffic. You know, when you go into a store, going this way, you got to exit this way. They're doing their best, but like, United States compared to like other countries that are really enforcing it, you know, we might have to learn something about that.
You're right. I mean, that is a way to do, if you really wanted to do it, if there was a way to police it, you'd see the whole 90% people gone. But now everybody's planning on 90% with the vaccine. I mean, it's funny too, because Trump today, when he gave his press conference at 4:00, again, I was listening to C-SPAN. He alluded to, I don't know if y'all heard this, but he said, our administration won't be doing a lockdown. He said, I know our administration won't. And then which begged the question, are you saying there is a next administration that isn't you? And then he kind of backpedaled on it. He said, and he almost said it, well, we don't know what's going to happen with the election. I mean, basically he was like, you know, depending which way that goes, as if it's not already a wrap, you know.
Is it true that he was the first documented president to not congratulate the new president?
Well, so far, yeah. I mean, so far, but it's just funny, man. It's just funny. But anyways, hearing that, man, it was as close as he went. You know, my wife and I were texting back and forth about it because, you know, I was out and we were both kind of listening to it at the same time. And I was like, yo, he just almost said for the first time acknowledged that, you know, basically by alluding to the fact our administration won't be doing a lockdown. I don't know about the next people coming in, but he went short of saying that. And then he backpedaled on it and he said, but we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with that, basically the election, because we don't know which way that's going, you know? And you could hear it in his tone that he was kind of like, man.
His Twitter fingers are feeling that, dude.
Yeah.
Right now. He's like, yo, he come up in that joint like this.
Yeah, but my big point though was not to even get on that was just that, like, he's alluding to the fact, like, obviously they're having conversations about whether or not a lockdown makes sense, right? Because he usually didn't even utter those words, and to your point, Jay, I mean, yeah, lockdown would work it, but no one company like the NBA is going to rely on that because we have there's no central kind of leadership that's doing that here. And it certainly isn't worldwide. And, it's like, that's the obvious thing that would work. But and then what you could do is you could pay people proportionally by how far put out they are. Like if they're essential workers, they have to be working, you could pay them. I don't need to be paid. You know what I'm saying? Like you may not need to be paid because you're going to be out there doing depending on what your job is. And like, okay, I work from home. I don't need that money. All the people who work from home don't need the money. And then maybe the people who don't have that luxury do. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones who get paid disproportionately, or proportionally. But that's too much common sense.
Life hack for those poor people out there. As long as you got a vehicle, DoorDash.
I don't know how safe that is, man.
You get paid weekly.
You do.
It's good money. $100 a day.
We need to be talking to you, man, about this whole behind the scenes post office stuff, man. Someone needs to do a full interview with you, man, in terms of how's the post office dealing with all this accusations of being the bad guys and
Well, they say, oh well, it doesn't last on paper that long. What? Excuse me? It's like, the way I see it is that beyond whoever's working or whatever, we're here in the world existing in this pandemic, and a vaccine, yeah, that'd be great, but reality is everybody's gonna probably catch it or has it already.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And in my conspiracy theory, we talked about that a few shows ago, but like, world reset as much as possible. If they can knock out a bunch of old folks so they don't get to pay them Social Security, that's a win, right?
And crazy thing. That's crazy that you said. It's like what I'm just saying, just every day is like you can't be halfway. If it's about valuing the people, it's about keeping the people healthy, safe, alive. If you really worry about the people's health, why is it, it's like shut everything down.
That's why it's called politics and not activism.
Mm-hmm. It's like
politics and not activism, bro.
It's like now we're hearing not to divert but the NBA, but I'm saying you over here putting people for the NBA or sports, allowing people to come in the stadium, you're valuing entertainment over, safety in a way. So it's like, that's how I look at it. It's like, if it's going to be one way, be that way. You know what I mean? Some people can't afford to shut down, but we're in the whole pandemic, lives is dying, not violence, but ill symptoms and COVID, everything. And
then you got the mentally ill people that, they were struggling with drug addictions. They were struggling with depression. And now you put this on them. So again, to me, it's like everything reverted back to world reset. Like how many weak, quote unquote, weak people, it's just, it's ridiculous to me, man. But it is what it is. And we're living in it and, we'll survive it. Knock on wood as I would, but like, it's crazy to be able to see it. And especially when you have children. You have kids yet, Christian?
No, I just have my,
Stay blessed.
What were you gonna say? You just had your what?
Get the car you want, get the crib, get it all done before you have kids. But like when you have kids, it really makes you think like, damn, my daughter, 2 years old, almost 3, like going through this right now, unaware. She's not conscious of it. She's conscious of the mask maybe, but it's interesting. I'm proud.
I was curious. Right? I was curious what he was about to say. Were you about to say something about having kids? What were you saying?
No, I said I just had my mom and my grandmother. So being in the house, my grandmother like all the time, or being, I try to like avoid coming into contact with her. Like I don't play. Like when I come in the house, keys, shoes, clothes, my space, spray it down, wipe it down, whether it's a wipe, disinfectant spray, hand sanitizer, like I try to distance myself from, because I know I'm out here on the front lines every day. Like I have no choice but to go outside. That's what I do for work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I try to like avoid my contact with her, as much as I can, because her, she's not going to be as strong as me, or she can't, her immune system or whatever, just not as strong as mine. So it's like, still want her to be here. So, wipe down everything after me and
What are you doing in terms of and like we were talking about the artistry side? I know there was some potential shows. Did you turn those down, or are you going to do them, or how's that working for you?
So I just been like, I've been getting hit up for other things. I just been turning it down. You know what I mean? It's just not the best. You know what I mean? It's like it's going to come again. You know what I mean? But it's just like for right now, it's just not beneficial. You know what I mean? Not beneficial for me, like school and life and family and other responsibilities. So I'm not going to just try to force me, even though I think about that just to create a side. I just want to do it, but it's like, come on, man, like don't just have yourself out there on the limb and you really not going to give it your all or be your best due to the circumstances. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
I just turned it down. I turned down money. You know what I mean? Opportunities. You know what I mean? A lot of them, but it's gonna come out to be, you know what I mean, to come.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You get it all back tenfold, bro.
Yeah. So
you want to hear a crazy story? So Jay and I were talking about this, right? So I was like, woe is me. I didn't even tell you this, Christian, yet. So I was like, oh, woe is me. Now you've been in the Professor Lyrical Whip. Now the Professor Lyrical Whip is no longer. It is retired, man. As of today, I went and got my stuff out of my whip. I had water damage. A couple weeks ago, I went out to my car, went to do the beep beep, and I didn't hear anything. And so then I get into my car to jumpstart the car. Long story short, my foot is in a puddle.
No, wait. How now? Long story short, how many fuses?
Oh man, yeah, I don't. Nah, you know what? It's funny because none of the fuses.
2,355 fuses, bro. I don't know which one.
None of the fuses were actually tripped. None of them were actually broken. So I'm looking. The crazy thing, right? I opened the glove box, and the thing where the fuses are listed, which is what I wanted to find, was right on top. Like somehow I was moving stuff
like
around.
It's like a Webster dictionary.
No,
it's like a Webster.
It's a packet.
Fuse 1,000.
No, it's a packet, and it was folded. I didn't even know what it was. It was like this big, and I pulled. I'm like, oh, this is the fuse thing right here on top. So it was like divine. I found right where the fuse was. Couldn't disconnect it. The battery wouldn't stop. Right, the battery's dead, but it wouldn't stop. So then I find out looking up YouTube videos that there's a second a battery under the seat. I guess like hooked up to alarms and stuff to maybe to make it harder for people to find it or whatever. Yo, that battery was underwater, right? My floor underneath my car where the computer is, right? Underneath the water. So this thing's toast, right? So I bring it in. I'm thinking, oh, woe is me. And I was like, you know what? This Massachusetts, man, I could probably, do like total loss or something like with comprehensive. And my wife reminded me, I was on the phone. I was like, man, I'm going to be out this car. I would, it's getting kind of near its ending of life value. I wanted to turn it in. I'm like, oh, woe is me. And she's like, yo, you should call your friend there who worked up at the dealership or whatever, the place where you brought it a lot. He switched places. So I did. I took up an advice. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Let me give this guy a call. He'll have some good advice. Sure enough, he's like, yo, that's how the insurance works out here. He's like, definitely. He's like, don't move it off the lot. He opened up another one, a different auto spot from the one he has. It's like a franchise. And so he's up in Bethesda. So his is right next to the Pentagon. And so bottom line, I bring the car in. I had to get it towed there. My alarm is going off. I'm like, crap, man. Now I'm going to lose, thousands because the car has no more value. Sure enough, they were right, yo. So I got the insurance comprehensive. The check, man. That check was bazing. Yo, unofficial sponsor right now is USAA Insurance, baby. USAA came through in the clutch. Yo, get your comprehensive coverage, man. It's a good day over here at the Professor Lyrical household. It's a good day. Let me tell you, that was the greatest flood I've ever had, man. Now I understand what Noah was thinking, man. He was like, I got life insurance. He got God insurance, man. It was an act of God. Woo!
The greatest flood ever.
It was the greatest flood ever, man. It couldn't have happened at a better time, you know what I mean? Because my car looks nice, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, it was like the first year.
Yeah, but like I said though, those Benzes, man, they evolve. So it's like that's always beautiful.
Yeah, I mean it's the previous model. It's not the new model. It's the model before. Yeah, it's not. It's not that old. But I was just shocked what I got for it because I was looking before, you know, looking up the blue book value, and I'm like, I'm gonna get this, that. Yeah, it was like 50% more than I thought I was gonna get for that thing. Cause I'm just being negative. I'm thinking I'm getting the lowest number on that range, you know, and I got basically on the high range. I have like all the options and all that crazy stuff in the car, but you didn't think, you know, they usually don't take care of you like that. I was like, USAA, you came through and gave a brother with that car what I get on the street. If I was to sell that car on the street, they gave me street value. They didn't give me trading value. They give me street value. So, yo, when we're looking down,
I meant to say this too. By the
moral,
way,
wait, last thing. Moral story: when it's looking rainy, sometimes it's sunshine. Right. All right, cool. All right.
When the clouds out.
When the clouds out.
Like my background at the end of the day.
It looks like that now, Jay. Looks like that.
Right,
we are giving thanks.
You know,
Thanksgiving wreath.
These are just popping up, but like, first off, working for the post office, you start seeing like boxes of Scott's tissue paper getting shipped out. My recommendation is, if you have extra money, make sure you get your toilet paper, get your Kleenex, and get your Bounty and any Clorox. In the worst case, if you're poor and you need some cleaning product, get your ammonia. A big ass bottle for like 99 cents, and put some water, get a 99-cent spray bottle and fill that a little bit. But just don't be like my girl, right? So Pro knows. I showed my kitchen. I'm like, yo, Pro, guess what? My dishwasher broke, and I called my people up. They got to come over here, fix it. They're like, oh, we got to order a new pump 3 hours later. I'm like, y'all couldn't figure it out? Anyway, order a new pump. So we got like a little tiny water sitting in the bottom of this, right? And my girl go in her Caribbean mind state like, oh, we going to be okay. It's all good. Are you for real? Yeah, I'm going to tell her she's in the bedroom right now saying, are you for real? I'm telling the story.
She should be saying that.
She says, honey, don't close, or babe, don't close the dishwasher. Keep it open. I'm like, all right. That's like 10 o'clock. I'm about to go to sleep. I wake up. I start doing dishes. This thing's still open. I'm like, what is that funk? Like, that's okay. I just mix ammonia and bleach. You know what I mean? Just put it in that bit. I said, what? What did you do? I mixed ammonia and bleach and put it in my dishwasher and left it open. Oof. But she was like, it's just a splash. I'm like, man, I went off on her gently. You know what I mean? But come on, man. That's 101 science, bro. You learn that forever. Like, once you know that, don't ever mix it. You die probably.
It's not a good mix, that's for sure. Yeah, but hey, I'm sure it's sanitary now. I'm sure
it's clean.
Despite
I don't
the
know
toxic
about my
fumes.
lungs. My head's been hurting for like a week and shit.
But there was definitely no virus going on in the Cruz household.
No, sure. She cleaned it up. She cleaned it up.
Yeah, man.
I love you, baby. Just so you know. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a life hack on that.
That is a life hack. That's a life
ammonia
hack not to do, right? No ammonia and bleach.
Make sure, caution, don't ever do that. Don't mix ammonia and bleach. If you're watching, listen, learn, don't do it. It's bad. You die probably. Unless you're like me.
So I got a life hack for y'all. So I gotta show you the wall here. Hold on. So see the the soundproofing kind of stuff, whatever. Soundproofing be costing ducats. Let me just tell you, soundproofing is not cheap. It's the most overpriced thing in the world, right? It's like this little foam. Do I have any others left? I'll have to grab. Yeah, let me give you a visual here. Hold on. Gotta reach over here. All right, hear the thud. So this stuff, right? I got 18 of these. How much you think 18 of these cost?
Like
300,
350.
No. 18 of these. How much you think they are each? Like, you think they're $1 each, $2, $3,
three each, right?
They're more, man. This thing was like, the whole box was like $84. And I was at first I thought there was 16 in there. I was like, all right, at least there's 18 in there, right? So basically, you're talking, over $4 to get one of these things, right? Close in the $5 range. For these.
Oh, and it was already that's a pre-cut.
But dude, it's like this, right? And it's not like it does. I mean, it's definitely more muted in here than it was. And my wife's office is on the other side. I'm over here. My son was putting these up with me. He's having a blast, right? So bottom line, when I was and then this thing, I can't really show you this thing. Maybe I can. Yeah, I guess I can. So, you know, whoa, hey.
Don't
want to spill. We don't want to spill. Hold on. We don't want to spill. Life hack, don't spill your diet soda. Honestly, I did spill a little bit of my diet soda. But, yo, back in the day when I was answering phones at a funeral home, they used to pack this is a gross story. They used to have caskets, right? And the caskets would come, they'd do a shipment of caskets to them and they put them downstairs. And the box that they came in had all this padding and insulation. Yo, I used to take the padding and insulation and bring it to my house and put it in a box and put the box over my head with the microphone inside. So way before these things, they cost hundreds of dollars. You know, so life hack, bust up in a funeral home casket. No, anything with insulation for that matter.
Yo, and, you know what my first pop filter was?
Hold on, I got to work on this flood. Will you tell him?
So the pop filter, I think I used like the iron, like the iron coat hangers. You know what I'm saying? The metal ones.
Yep.
And I bent it. I made it all circular. And I took a couple of my mom's like, you know, you used to rob people with them. I came with the stockings.
Nylons, yeah. Right? Hold up.
Said, yo, you just stocking that up, and it was a perfect pop filter. I paid no money for it. It was better than paying $50 for it.
$50 for it. It was useful, beneficial.
Oh yeah, man. That was like, because I had back in the days, and we talking about like 93. The microphone was from Radio Shack, and it was like, like the stage mic.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make it a studio mic.
I'm feeling better now.
Get pop filter up in it. Plus, I had a head on it like that. And you still hear me pop a pee. I'd be like, you'd hear it crack. I'm like, damn, I got the pop filter in up. But
life hack.
As long as you controlled yourself.
Life hack. Use a straw.
Use a straw.
How did
extra check around the rim will not spill over.
How did you adjust it when you was doing your P's, like doing those type of words and things that begin in P and stuff like that? I
speak over the mic, so I'm on. Can you hear me louder now? I don't know how good your headphones are or whatever, but I'll speak over the mic, and then you won't hear the P. That's real ghetto. You talk into it, you be like, and it's like that. I'll be up here.
Yeah, it's all about lip. It's a lip strength. Like you got to cuss your lip in. You learn it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I can't say that a lot of times it was more like you said, you kind of work away from the mic if you knew your breath wasn't there. But what it did, it helped me compose myself on the mic, so I wasn't like overly energetic.
Your vocal quality, man, on every take you do sounds like you're in like a pristine booth, man. You said you got.
Well, yeah, but my style is so laid back and mellow.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Where if you're like a high energy rapper, it's tough when you got a lot of power behind your words. You have to learn how to like move around it. A lot of times I would actually just like cuff the mic and leave my fingers over the top of it in the little hole. So if I were putting my mouth to it, you wouldn't hear no P's and breaths and stuff,
Yo, C-Steez, did you get a chance to hear any, get a little J. Cruz in there before you came on?
Oh, don't gloat on me.
You didn't hear it?
Yo, you know what? No, we can play Final Five or actually Baggage Claim, if you could pull that up.
Yeah, let me play the beginning of Final Five. So can you hear this? Tell me yeah. Is that a yes?
No.
No? All right, hold on.
I'm going to go on mute again real quick, y'all.
Yeah, all right.
I'm a cigarette smoker. I'm sorry.
What up, Vegas? Yeah. What up, Amsterdam?
This is Jay right here. I'm on the end of this, but just messing around right now.
Immaculately crafted in these halls, hieroglyphs. Born and translated, the vocabulary's obvious. Throw your arms later when the beats is the catalyst. Mind the word labor, retrace back to Abilis. Got the old hater buying back in my establishment. Lit the torch, May 21st, 2020. Bagging up your purse, cause I hearse with a chariot. No dirt for my Harriet, it hurts so I tally it. Finite things off the cross when I carry it. Primo suits in the booth, then I marry it. Kilos coupe for a keynote activist. Trolls in the feeds, hide them, you test the accurate. You weak off the words, I take them to inhabitants. The front line with me, red dots on contaminants. Quotables over punchlines, call the ambulance. Atmosphere bright, next shit off the ambulance.
Hands and wrists stay lit with the amethyst, dripping ambiance from the sconces with the candles lit. Cancer riffs real quick like a hammer click. My mans and them come dump a couple cans upon your canvases. Box cutters coming out, we do the candlestick. Been winning competitions since before the Drake get heritage. My fame is leverage, obtain all the extras when expert still remains, all except for the vain expletives. I spit flames while you drain your main beverage. Skill level obtained and train your brain with hemorrhage. Just my average, so far from your maximum. Subtract them, even my math skills can't even fathom them. Difference between us is steep as elite geniuses. Trying to teach some cavemen to read with the recent theses. All of them clip, you should feed it through intravenous's and watch these hip hoppers come back to life with no weaknesses. Bro.
What up, Amsterdam?
I love that whisper at the end, bro.
Was that the pro?
I love that whisper at the end, bro.
That's all. You know, that was my one take wonder. That was bro. You know, I'm still trying to figure out this mic, so we getting there. Yeah, man. Which one you want me to play?
Play that baggage claim joint.
Baggage claim. I see. The problem is I don't know one from the other when I hit this thing. Library. Let's see. Does it say baggage claim? Oh yeah. My vocals on there are awful though. I gotta do those again. but Jay kind of kills it here. Y'all hear that?
Yo, baggage claiming, I'm right here though.
I'm right here too, baby.
Yo, by the time you hear the record, I'll be passing by the Eiffel. Jesus on the necklace, crews going for the title. Demons off the metrics, scaling with your idol. Always with a message, masterpieces in my Bible. United for the leverage, be eternal, real survival. I provided off the premise, let you see and start to follow. And I've glided through my senses, so the census is bravado. Grinding through the inches, saving minutes for tomorrow. Carry over lyrics every chapter for the novel. Peaks and valleys, then the rapture with the model. Authentic, no gimmicks, self-made, not timid. Open, get in it.
And by the time you hear this record, checking in the Turks and Caicos. Wheel of Fortune winning, Punta Cana spinning pesos. Pro progress, no, I'm no novice. Singles like vinyl siding aligned in my home office. So stop it, look, there's no topic. Unexplored for plod, my ops is my optic. A couple plaques on the walls just for the optics. Degree in economics, pay dividends, stock options. And when I'm visiting, citizens wanna cap it. Give it my Will Smith when the superhero concocts it. Hand to hands, we can throw blam or cock it. Get pop like pop smoke cause my fans are so toxic. But don't smoke like pilots in the cockpit. Lungs must stay aquatic to flow like broke faucets. Non-violent is a rule but don't cross it. Crews get on them Judes but dudes I'm no nonsense. I'll turn the cheek but once and then I'm boxing. Body you in a bag that won't fit in that top bin. I'm locked in so begin the diagnostic. If y'all don't believe in the God, you're diagnostic.
Oh Lord, say Claude, how you get him on the record? Black say but no sword, guess we both futuristic. Round table billboards, hardcore altruistic. Tone raise I might cause, so you know we go ballistic. But ballistics always missed it. Yellow tape around artistic messages from Chuck D. So Adidas laces missing. You know how I run me, DeLoreans all over sketches. Catch some bomb B, I don't mess with politicians. Knowledge over everything, code over precious, flow over precious, break modes in the essence. Black mold ain't the essence, unfold over crescents. That mean the wolves out, hungry. Questions, we just pull the soul out. Mummies, weapons, I'ma call the cold route. Bubbly, blessings, then I pump the clothes out. Left, right, ambidextrous just to get the gold out. Crypto, coin the message.
Had some snakes in our lawn, had to cancel them frauds. Spit that mongoose flow, y'all can handle the bars. Trying to question Lord Claude, y'all can answer the God, bruh. It's not a good look like you in sandals and thongs. Y'all on my spit game, upper echelon, be on a thick chain. Fast like moves in the street, making that quick change. I made a quick change like Clark in the booth. Now I target the youth and come talking that truth. No marketing boost and PR is out of my reach. Unless I'm chilling on the shores of some tropical beach in San Juan with warm sands when waters are clear. I'm positive there won't find me with no bottles of beer. I'm vegetarian, ain't probably what you thought that you had. This ain't no gimmick, I've been this way for dozens of years. My cousins and pairs, my family, my team, and my squad. Sure as Ray Allen Jesus, throw your threes to the God. Come on, bro.
The rough draft.
God flows. God flows.
My vocals are awful on that, yo. I just laid them down just so I could say they were on there.
But yeah, that's raw. I mean,
that's like a real rough draft.
They're getting a real sneak peek.
They're getting a real sneak peek.
That
was like, let me just see if my mic works. That was like the first thing I plugged in with this thing. I was like, yo, I don't even have the. I was saying to Jay, I was like, I think I got it going through the headphone the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like, on my little mixy thingy. Yeah.
But I'll tell you right now, for what you got, the sound quality is great. The highs and the lows in there is like
not on that one. Not on that one, but I think on the other one it came out better. But on over here, it's like it's leaving a lot to be desired. But no, it'll get there. It's already actually a lot better. I figured it out after the first day. Worked a little better, but yeah, man, sounds lovely, Jay.
Yeah, dope, fire.
You already know, yo, Steez, you know, I mean, as soon as you can get on the mic, bro, you know you're gonna be on this.
Absolutely.
We're showing you beats, be like, yo, we need to throw a verse on that, get a verse on there. Yeah.
Christian's just coming into the rap phase, man. He's on the MC trajectory, you know, the spoken word thing. You know,
that's Kendrick, right? Kendrick, spoken word. Like, I mean, you could say so much more when you start there. Like I had a lot of poetry when because I rapped for a long time, but there was a point where I was like listening to a beat and I was just writing and being more poetic, and that is what elevated my game. And actually, shout out to Quali and High Tech, because in Common too. But I went from the QBC era to that, and it completely, along with Dilla, changed my life. You know, along with the calculator that my girl got that she uses to do her math.
Wow.
Do the most unofficial sponsorship of Texas Instruments.
I used to have my students be like this. They'd have a calculator in their hand. I'd be like, take any three numbers and do some combination of multiplying and adding, and just keep saying them. Just be like 7 times 8 plus 5 times 4 plus 3 plus 2 times 3, and I'd be like, boom. And they'd be like, oh my God, how'd you do that? That was always the funny thing, man. We should do a segment on that sometime. Calculator instead. You know what? Speaking of calculator, you know what? C. Steez didn't know this, but since he's here, check it out. Hold on. Since he's here, you know what he's gonna have to do? It's election time, C. Steez, and we got 20 questions to find out if you're a conspiracy theorist or not. You want to play?
We gotta play this game. This is a good game.
Jay, you ready to get a tally going?
You already know, bro.
All right, so C. Steez, man, this is the rules to the game. You can only say yes or no. All right, we're gonna give you questions, and you just have to say yes or no.
Okay.
Yep. It's all yes and no, right? We're gonna give you a score when you're done. Let you know what it means. I don't know if we even know what it means, but we're figuring out what it means. You know what? Too,
we need more data. We don't have
data. Speaking of that, I hit up my man T tonight. He probably hasn't even seen it yet. We had T on last week, and we never gave him the conspiracy calculator, man. So we got to have him back up for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's gonna come back off that.
Yeah, man, we got to have him. He was great anyways, but we got to have him up for a few minutes just to do his conspiracy calculator. All right, you ready? You ready, Steez?
I guess
right,
so.
Yes and no. Don't give me any maybes. You got to go with something. All right. You come up into the lion's den. You gotta roar. All right, here we go. Aliens exist.
No.
Aliens have visited Earth.
No.
That would be tough, right? Lizard people exist.
No.
JFK was not shot by Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yes.
MLK not shot by James Earl Ray.
No.
Pizzagate is true.
No.
Trump is a Russian patsy.
Yes.
Obama and them didn't kill bin Laden. That's not Democrats. That's Obama and them. Obama and them didn't kill bin Laden. Yes or no?
No.
Trump is a pedo ring warrior. In other words, like he's on a crusade to get all the pedos in the world. That's like his secret mission.
Yes.
Okay. Massive pedo ring exists.
Hold on, that counts as 2.
Yeah, right. Massive pedo ring exists in the U.S. government. Yes or no?
Yes.
You are an anti-vaxxer. Meaning you are anti-vaccine.
Yes.
The plandemic is a thing.
Yes.
He's getting a lot of yeses all of a sudden. 5G towers cause corona.
Yes.
Oh, he was on the fence. Corona was man-made.
No.
He won't go that far. Tupac is alive.
No.
Illuminati is active.
Yes.
Jay-Z or Rick Ross is in the Illuminati. He wants to say it. He wants to say it.
No.
Speak your piece. No. All right. CIA put cocaine in the hood.
Yes.
Specifically crack. All right, cool. All right, I think we got to. Oh wait, is there one more?
You got two more.
Oh, sorry. See, my thing is in the way. I have the I gotta move this thing. He's getting undue time. Sorry. We didn't land on the moon in the 60s. We did not.
No.
I think that's it. That's it. That's a wrap.
I only got 19.
He got wait. How many? Wait. There's only 19 there.
That's what I got.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Maybe I missed something. Oh yeah. All right. Cool. 9/11 was an inside job.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes. See, he's very calculated with his responses, right? You can see him.
I must say, I'm impressed with the answers. That's 10. He got 10.
He got 10. All right. So when we say he got 10, that's not necessarily like higher is the better, right? Like it's definitely not necessarily higher is the better.
Yeah, no, and actually it'd be 11 because I gave 2 to that Trump one.
You can't just make no rules. You can't make no rules. Which one are you talking about? Which one? You got a 10, man.
Is he part of the he's a pedophile?
Oh, he's a pedo ring warrior?
Yeah. Ring warrior.
He said yes? He said that to this?
He said yes.
So let me get this straight. Christian, you believe that Donald Trump secretly is a warrior against pedophilia. So he's out there on a secret mission to make sure that it's not happening. So he's like, we're talking about the same Trump, Jeffrey Epstein parties, hand in hand like this, and the same Trump who has cases against him for pedophilia. Right. I'm just saying, it all could be rumors. What do we know? I don't know. I'm not here to judge. I just want to know, what the scores are.
It's
Jay,
cool. Those questions are great, actually. I think it's really.
You want to take the test, Jay, or should I take the test?
You take it, and then I'll take it.
All right, I'm gonna take it myself right here. I'm gonna take it one more time. I'm gonna take it myself. Let's see. Yeah. I kind of know the question, so let me see. I gotta back it up. Let's see. Hold on. All right. It's kind of weird me reading it to myself, unless you guys are reading it. All right. Aliens exist. Yes. My thing isn't working. Aliens have visited Earth. No. Lizard people exist. No. JFK not shot by Lee Harvey Oswald. I might give that a yes. MLK not shot by James Earl Ray. I'm on the fence. I'm going to go with no. Pizzagate is true. No. Trump is a Russian patsy. Yes. Obama and them didn't kill bin Laden. No. Trump is a pedo ring warrior. No. Massive pedo ring exists in U.S. government. No. You are an anti-vaxxer. No. Plandemic is a thing. No. 5G towers cause corona. No. Corona was man-made. No. Tupac is alive. No. Illuminati is active. No. Ooh. Jay-Z or Rick Ross is in Illuminati. No. CIA put cocaine in the hood. Sure as hell. Yes. We didn't land on the moon in the 60s. No. 9/11 was an inside job. No. That's my score. What I get? 4?
4.
I was borderline on a couple.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that.
Yeah, I'm borderline. That's pretty low.
That's the lowest. All right, hit me.
All right. You're clearly gonna be higher, but let's go.
I'm
ready?
Definitely gonna be higher.
All right, ready? Aliens exist.
Yes.
Aliens have visited Earth.
Yes. Egypt.
Lizard people exist.
No.
JFK not shot by Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yes.
The knots are hard to even think about, right? It's like double negatives almost.
Yeah, you gotta.
MLK not shot by James Earl Ray.
No.
Pizzagate is true.
No.
Trump is a Russian patsy.
Yes.
I was borderline on that one. Obama and them didn't kill bin Laden.
No. No.
Trump is hey, I don't want to influence you. Trump is a pedo ring warrior.
No.
Massive pedo ring exists in U.S. government.
Yes.
The key word there is ring. Is there an actual pedo ring going on like that? Like they're palling up with each other.
Yeah, that's
you know?
a tough. That's a
yeah.
that's
The
a
word
tough.
ring is like that. I pause too because I'm sure there's pedophiles in U.S. government. Like they're kind of are
I
everywhere.
I feel like it's more like when I say yes to that, I feel like there might be a little section that wants to have that exist.
Yeah, and I guess define
You know
U.S. government, right? Like
And,
US
yeah, and
government
that's why I would
is
say
broad.
yes.
All right, I won't beat you up on that one. All right, cool. You are an anti-vaxxer.
No.
Plandemic is a thing.
No.
5G towers cause corona.
I'm gonna go yes on that.
Oh man, we have to end the show. Corona was man-made.
Yes. Harvard.
You should have traded in your answers. You should have been. All right. Tupac is alive.
No.
Ooh, a pause. Illuminati is active.
Because I wanted to say yes. Illuminati is active, yes.
That's a yes for Jay. Jay-Z or Rick Ross in Illuminati? Either one.
Yeah.
You think Rick is in the Illuminati or you think Jay? Who do you think it is? Both?
I would probably say Jay.
Okay.
I would probably say Jay.
CIA put cocaine in the hood.
Yes.
We didn't land on the moon in the 60s.
We didn't land on the moon.
Come on, Doug. You're killing me. All right, 9/11.
Well, we did. Listen, we did not. We didn't land in the moon. So that's what is that? You know?
Wait, that says we did not land on the moon in the 60s. You agree that we did not land on the moon in the 60s?
Yes, I agree that we did not. We did not.
Okay, all right. And last one, 9/11 was an inside job.
Yes.
Here's where it really comes down.
Yes.
It really comes down. He's yes. All right, cool.
1, 2.
What'd you get? I think you were like a 9.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, bro. I'm at a 12.
Are you really? So Christian is much more sane than you. He's 25%
Absolutely.
more sane than you.
I have reasons behind
33.
everything I say. Everything.
So I don't want to hear him.
No, we don't, because that'd be healthy.
That wouldn't be healthy.
No.
The one I take the biggest offense to is the moon thing. Like, only because, well, there's a lot of reasons why, but I won't go into it in too much detail. But the whole moon thing, every single thing on there is like, they push it so much that you start to think, oh, maybe that's true. Oh, maybe there was no wind. Oh, maybe there's. It's all silly. None of it scientifically makes any sense. We clearly landed on the moon. I'm just going to leave it like that. We clearly landed on the moon. The astronauts who landed on the moon said we landed on the moon. Never changed their story. NASA's never changed its story. All of the stuff that's said doesn't make any scientific sense. It's just. What do I know? I was just on the NASA call all day today.
And again, for me, it's like a part of me says yes, but then the part of me, that reason why I said that we didn't land on the moon was because why haven't we? I want to see new evidence. Like, why aren't we going there to check it further with the new technology that we got versus sending a robot?
Well, we have been on a space station for 20 years. Right, so we're on the International Space Station for 20 years now.
What, on the moon?
No, the International Space Station is like, in orbit around the Earth, which is in space. Yeah. We've been in space. There was no big need to go back to the moon. The moon is like not high priority. We're going back, but it's not like high priority. Like the moon is pretty much a dead planet. We're going to use it as a launching point to get to other planets. Is what we're going to do.
My leg is on that fence. I believe enough, but I had to say yeah. I had to say.
I hear you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you.
I'm
not mad at you. I get it. I get it. I remember when I first heard all the moon stuff and I started doing all the research. Now I'm making it sound like, oh, the enlightened one now. Back when I was a silly lad. But no, but I mean, this stuff is so intoxicating that you look it up, you know, and you're just like, wow, I got to check into that, man. That's 9/11, same thing. It's like, yo, we got to check into that. Oh, but the third building, though? The third building falling down? Like, I mean, the third building is like, yo, like there was no reason for that third building to come down, you know? Which, you know, will make people go, but when you just get back to the general math of it and just sort of the probability of the fact that all of that could have been coordinated, and nothing has ever come out yet. No one on their deathbed has come out and say, hey, I had to admit it, man. This whole, you know, 9/11 thing, like we bombed them buildings like ourselves, like we imploded them, man. We did it, you know. There's plenty of stories for why the third building actually came down scientifically, by the way. Just throwing that out there. I just want to say it to all the conspiracy, because I know y'all watching. I know you want to come on and debate. You know, you want to come on and talk to me or Jay. Y'all agree with Jay, but you want to come on and you want to say that Floyd, man, he's such a sheep. He's a sheep, man. He's such a sheep. He thinks he's such a scientist. He's such a math guy. I don't even hear him talk math and science. I don't even think he is.
You got to remember when
he's lying about what he does.
There's the mental scales that we have, right?
Yeah.
You have to weigh things when you're completely crazy.
Right.
I don't want to talk to you, but if you could weigh things on your mental scale,
when you're a 20 on that list,
you got to think this man, when he puts thought into something, it's beyond thought. It goes, you know, but I love it's simple things like coronavirus, right? I feel like it was man-made because not the actual root of it, but what they morphed it into to create this thing. The whole Harvard to Wuhan-ish thing with the scientists, like I kind of believe that that's possible.
I mean, what part do you believe is possible? Possible that it could have been escaped from a lab kind of thing? Is that what you're saying?
No, I like that they were messing with stuff scientifically and they made a mistake and it got out somehow. But the fact that the man got involved to create a Thanos kind of thing.
What do you mean? You lost me there.
Like,
did you say, are you in Marvel Comics right now?
I went to Marvel because that's how crazy this shit is.
All right. That's usually a sign that it's probably not real. But
yeah, there's that definite possibility. But you know, with all the science and lab work and stuff, like I feel like it's a possibility, a higher probability that this didn't just come off a damn, you know, what do they call them anteaters?
Anteaters? You talking about bats?
Bats. They were saying anteaters or the bats or whatever, off of their flesh. Like, yeah, I believe that. But something like this from a disease that only touched, you know, animals to convert it into a man thing, like that seems like man got to get involved experimenting with some crazy stuff. And that's why
I mean, these animals, though, have carried viruses for years. It's just the fact that we are encroaching on the animal's territory. You know, like all the preliminary genetic evidence about this stuff, like the sort of what we'll call like the natural reservoirs of where this stuff can be infesting upon. You know, like for years, this has been understood. Like this isn't new. You know, like the nature of the virus being indigenous to horseshoe bats, right? Like that's not like something that we just started making up. It's that it's just started coming into public discourse, talking about, you know, how the infections start. And then when people hear about the, you know, the Wuhan market, the whole seafood thing, it sounds gross for people that, you know, don't live that way or whatever. And these live exotic animals that are kind of like slaughtered on the spot or whatever. I think it's actually pretty easy to think about the fact that wet markets in China having live exotic animals kind of packed in one upon each other. Somebody goes, yeah, that's my bat that I'm bringing home today. These are uncooked flesh and meats. You know what I'm saying? Their organs, their bones, their pelts, all that stuff are out there. That's dirty stuff. And these animals have been known to carry the virus. You know what I mean? We talk about, you know, swine flu. You're talking about a pig. You know what I mean? It's not like this is new stuff that animals carrying viruses. What's new is that you have sort of these animals that have been legally sold, you know, like these animals, this wasn't like breaking a law or anything. It was, they were legally sold for trade and consumption. What's sort of the way we look at it when we see like how these animals are just kind of it's just compared to what we do. I mean, not that we don't have wet markets in some places, we do, but the cages are just stacked vertically where they're just kind of pooping on them and peeing on them, and the fluids are just going on to the next one. You got, you know, saliva, and you got urine and blood and feces and all that
So
stuff.
you think it just got dirtier? The whole thing is it got dirtier, and that's what.
But I mean, we know that bats have, this isn't new. That's what I'm saying. We know that they are a natural reservoir for this stuff, for these infectious viral illnesses, and they infect humans, you know?
Yeah, because coronavirus existed. I mean, corona itself, right? Just maybe not C19, but whatever they called it, it existed. They knew of it.
Hantaviruses, rabies, I mean, the you know, Ebola viruses, coronaviruses, these are SARS-CoV-1, you know, like SARS-CoV-2. The analysis of these, you know, species, let's say, like the mammals that you know, well, I should say that are known to infect mammals. I mean, we know that they've been harboring this big share of this. You know, we're probably losing people talking about this right now. Like, we probably shouldn't go on this, but just what I'm saying is this isn't like new stuff. This is just new that everyday people are talking about it because it's become a global pandemic, you know? So it just sounds crazy and like science fiction, but that stuff has been known. I mean, the idea that somebody walked into a lab, and they could have conceivably caused an accident for it to get out. Sure, maybe that could have happened, but that doesn't make it a human made disease. That, like, there could there have been human accident? Absolutely, there could have been human accident. But you know, it's perfectly plausible, and actually more plausible, that wet marts, where you're actually killing the same bats and eating them that have been known to be infected, make it a lot of sense. Just like the new mink situation, right? Everybody's talking about the minks now that are you know, there's sort of been a genetic crossover to the minks as the viruses evolve, and so that happens. You know, they jump from species to species, and now they're killing like 1 million minks. You know, because they found out that the minks are carrying these diseases. These are all mammals just like we are, and it's not a big stretch. And genetically, the difference between a mink and a human is very little, you know, in terms of, so wow. It's not a huge leap. Even a bat is not that far away genetically from a human, you know, but people.
Yeah, so I guess that question in general is just the root of it. Obviously, that's not man-made. The root of it all.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not.
The root of it all is not.
Someone was in a lab going, what would be the greatest thing to make?
Exactly.
You know?
Hell no.
That wasn't happening. No. But you know, could it have gotten out of control? Yeah, sure. I would say that. That's a different question, you know. But why is it so hard to believe that as we encroach more and more into these territories, you know, of animals that have lived by themselves for years, and that we decide to make them food sources, you know, and I'm not saying that that's some evil, you know, thing that we've decided to do or that people shouldn't do it. I mean, people that need to survive are going to do what they need to do. It's unfortunate you see animals killed and stuff for, you know, whether it's pelts or ivory tusk and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, poverty being what it is, people are going to do what they need to do, unfortunately, to survive in some cases. In some cases, it's not just people who are poor. In other cases, it's people profiting and doing wonderfully. But, you know, the bigger deal is that as we encroach into these areas that have not been exploited for years and years, yeah, of course, some bad stuff's going to happen. We're going to be like, oh, look, we got a virus that we never had before. And
R.I.P. Sean Connery. Remember Medicine Man?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's a great example of that. You go into an indigenous world and you bring the regular flu, kill the whole damn civilization.
Contagion. Yeah, man. It's crazy. So
that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, who am I, man? Who am I to say? You know, in fact, who am I to say? Actually, let me find something. Who am I to say? Who am I? I'll just stop there. I should just stop.
I think that, like I said, mental scales, you got a lot of weight on that scale, bro.
Nah. Here you go. Here's our little report. Major shout out, of course, to Robbie Martin, who's behind this whole thing. So look at the size and scope of this thing, right? This is the document where I've had the pleasure of being able to work on just a tiny bit in comparison to people like Robbie. But if you ever want to know anything about COVID and you're really serious, you really want to find out about it, be happy to share all that information. This is the product of about 100 plus different doctors and scientists and people that are behind the scenes looking at, you know, trends universally. And I'll tell you what, ain't nobody on here. None of these people are like, hey, you know what? a human did it. Like, it's not, because there's no evidence to it. So we can sit around and speculate just like we can about anything, and we can put in our little 2 cents and speculate. But speculating is dangerous when you don't have any evidence to say that. There is no evidence out there that says that this was, man-made, or that it was spread by man. If it does come out that there was an accident that happened, okay, so be it. That's not, I'm sure it wasn't some nefarious thing where somebody was out there trying to say, let's get this and throw off the Trump presidency.
And you know what's crazy though, bro, is like I'm looking at this is incredible, and it's like, we ask, why isn't this in the forefront of the human's eye? Like, why can't we all get access to this immediately when we look at the COVID? You know what I mean? And that's incredible, dude. That is crazy information, huh?
And when you look at the sources that we've sourced, I mean, most of these are, peer-reviewed documents that sometimes change. Sometimes we find that what we review and changed or whatever. But big shout out to Robbie, my mentor, putting this thing together. I mean, he's a beast, and awesome. Just happy to be a part of it. But it's hard to even get into the conversations because someone will pop up, and dude, I'm a nobody in terms of that world too, but it's like I have a general clue, just a clue, you know what I mean, amongst people that have an amazing clue. And it's just when you just hear armchair quarterbacks every day going, I know who did it, it was the blah 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 who did it, and it was, it's just like, come on, stop. You don't know, your opinion's your opinion, but it's not informed off of anything other than just I think and I feel, So it's always gets me, But hey, landing on the moon, man. I tell you, it looks fishy. It looks fishy. What's the biggest thing for you on the moon? What's the biggest thing? What's the biggest piece of evidence that you say, yeah, I can buy that one? Christian's staying quiet on this one. He's like, yeah, man, hey man, you had a pretty good score too, my man.
Hold on, but you saying that why we didn't, or why?
Yeah, why do you think we didn't land on the moon?
Just because I feel like the ozone layer and that whole area, I think there's a little more to it. Like, why, you know what I mean? When an asteroid comes in and it breaks up and it hits our atmosphere, I feel like we might have trouble getting a spacecraft past that. That would be I have no scientific proof. It's my intuition thinking about that, but that would be my gravity.
Are you saying that you think there's so many asteroids out there that it would be tough to get to the moon? Is that what you mean by that?
No, I'm saying that the ozone layer that protects our globe.
Okay.
I feel like when you start getting past that and out into outer space, it's a chaotic. Like, you can't get something through it fully without destroying it, kind of thing. Like, when an asteroid comes through that ozone layer, it breaks up. Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, unless we talk about dinosaurs, which I don't know. Like, I believe in that, obviously, but in an asteroid had to have hit it, right, scientifically. Mm-hmm. But maybe that created an extra energy field that didn't allow that kind of thing to happen. So I guess that's my qualm behind it. And for the fact this was back then, like, how the hell why aren't we back there, like, studying? I'd be interested to be like, yo, let's get more data from the moon. Let's drill down. We got all this high-tech gear. Let's go deeper. Like, look what we do to the world, our Earth. Why haven't we done that to things we can touch that aren't Earth?
If we just keep talking conspiracy theories, we're gonna have a lot of people watching our show, man. I mean, that's the key, man. Just keep talking. I mean, and that's what kills me all the time, is because these conspiracy theories are such big business. You know what I mean? It's like, you put a video on and there's clearly, like, all you need is a few million people who believe a certain way about a certain thing, and then it's like, then you're gonna have 20 different videos and all that kind of stuff, so it's just crazy. But
well, let me ask you one other question. Actually, we're gonna stay on it for one other second. So the aliens thing, don't believe that they came to Earth, but yet we got the pyramids.
What you think?
That to me,
you think humans couldn't have made pyramids
back then, bro? That align perfectly with stars. Like,
there's a lot of stars in the sky, Jay. There's a lot of stars.
But they I mean, if I can't recall 100%, but the 3 stars that they line up with are like major stars. Like
So you don't think that humans might have wanted to point them at those stars and said, "Hey, look at those stars; those look important."
Absolutely, but how the hell are you gonna make that come together so perfectly and last so long?
I mean, a lot of the pyramids aren't here anymore, so they didn't all last. You know what I'm saying? The fact that some of them did,
right? Was it Giza's the main one, big one?
I'm not even huge on pyramids. My brother-in-law, man, he knows way more about them than I do. He's always watching the pyramid shows and stuff. I like them. You know, I'm kind of like a casual. Hey, Giza's cool, you know, but I'm not like super up on it, you know. But other than just sort of the average kid reading a magazine about it or reading an article or whatever. But the technology though goes back to building a pyramid. I mean, yeah, we know people had a general idea of like pi. You have to know pi, right? 3.14 or whatever, 22 sevens. I mean, when we look at the history of math in terms of what people knew in civilizations, I mean, even in the Bible, they had a general idea of pi. They weren't exactly right on the money, but roughly 3, they knew was the idea. So, and that's, you know, Old Testament. I mean, so it's not crazy to think that people would be able to construct a pyramid is sophisticated, but it's not. It's just a pyramid. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's literally a triangle with a square base. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you know, and if you got enough, you know, indentured servants, let's be nice and call them indentured servants, to build something that the Pharaoh wants built, the Pharaoh's pretty much going to make you build what he wants to build. And it sucks to be you. And you're going to be building that pyramid for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? People are like, how did they do it? Like, how did they not? You know? But yeah. So I don't think there's anything mystical about. I think they're amazing that they happen. Don't get me wrong, architecturally, but that's not beyond. You know, and one thing I always think about too is like, who says there wasn't like amazing cultures, you know, 100,000 years ago, just before we have evidence of them, that were wiped out too. You know.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll go with that conspiracy theory. That makes sense, because we only have evidence as far back as the evidence is available. Like there's you know, we don't know if there was other cultures that weren't dry and arid like Egypt. Because Egypt was dry and arid, you know, not a lot of moisture, we have the history of what happened in Egypt longer than we might have it in places in the world that were wet and fertile, right? And so it's a lot harder to, you know, just like the water just did to my thing here, water will crush you. Water will make the evidence run away. You won't be able to see it. But if it's dry and arid like Egypt, everyone go, oh, Egypt is the start of civilization.
Water.
Yeah. Egypt might have been the start of the civilization that we know about, but there might have been a lot of civilizations before Egypt as well too, in a place obviously like Egypt, you know, somewhere else in Africa where it was dry and arid too, you know.
What about Pangea? You believe in that?
Yeah.
Me too. 100%.
Yep. Plate tectonics, man.
Oh, Christian, your mic muted, man. You been trying to talk? Your mic muted.
No, I'm just taking it all. I'm just listening.
He's like, let me listen to these crazies. He's like, they skated in on the hip hop. They went over to that basketball. And went conspiracy theory. And now they're talking about pyramids in Egypt. Yeah, man. That's what we do. This is like bonus time, you know, because we usually say we go like 9 to 10:30 ish, and that sometimes will spill on. You know what I mean? We got to work on our ending times. You know,
what are we at right now? What time is it?
Oh, we're looking at about 11 right now. So.
Woof. I got work in the AM. We can close it out. We gotta close it out.
March for Our Lives. Yo, that was one of the first DC events I got to go to, man. March for Our Lives out here in DC. That was crazy, man. I mean, it's funny how it's not funny, but full circle, you know. So I mean, we were talking about hip hop too. We were talking about, you know, with King Von, the whole, you know, the shootings. You know, hip hop's obviously not immune. I mean, I wasn't really very up. Jay and I were talking about that too. I wasn't up on. Were you up on the dude whose camp shot him there? Rondo dude, Quando Bondo.
Yeah, I listened to his music before.
Yeah, I mean, did you
watch? I listened to his music more than I listened to King Von.
No, I mean, I don't mean the music so much. I mean, did you follow the whole situation?
Oh yeah. You know, they showed another part of the video. I've
seen that video like so much, but there's a new piece. Are you saying?
Yeah, so they show like how it happened.
So is it a video further back when they go in the corner that you can see?
Yeah, it's like where like actually how it like popped off. So it just shows him, King Von, walking around to Quando Rondo, like popping off on him, swinging on him,
I saw the yeah, all the punching and all that stuff, and you know,
but did
Rondo
you see it
saying he was sleeping in his car or whatever? What?
Like, did you see it on like the side where he
No.
actually walking to him?
I saw when he walks to him and he hits him in the face. I saw that.
Okay,
Yeah, but no, that I did see, but then it goes into the corner, and then you just see everybody running away because dude came out with a piece.
Yeah, so that
I lost you again. I lost your vocal.
Yeah, I don't hear.
Yeah, we lost your vocal, man. But it does sound like we saw the same video. I don't know if you've seen that, Jay, the more recent one there, the one with the video where.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hear you now.
I got you.
Yeah, so I was just saying that one that it shows him walking up, like literally you can see him walking up and punching him. That came out later.
Yeah, I've seen that. I have seen that. I thought you meant something even newer than that. So
yeah, so the other one was the one that everybody just saw was just coming out of the corner and they all was fell on the ground and then he gets shot. Like that's what everyone else was seeing.
Right.
The new
I've seen 2 videos. I've seen 2 videos. Yeah.
It's unfortunate, man. It's like
I
guess like Slim Thug was saying, like I was just on YouTube just scrolling and he was just talking about the deaths of Mo3 and Slim Thug. He's like, but I had to implement that in my life like a couple of years ago. He was just like, you have to enforce peace and like wishing better things for yourself in your life, whether it's your music, whether it's just enforcing it, like you want better days, pray, like, because we always going through trauma. So we have to heal every day. He's like, you have to make time for that because so you can be able to, you know what I mean, move from progress. Because he's like, even when I was speaking about positive things in my music, this was Slim Thug was saying, I end up eventually getting those things. So if you speaking bad things, the negative things, this is what's going to happen to you. This is what's going to occur. You know what I mean? Like whatever happened to King Von or Mo3 is like when you speak that type of language and lyrics, that's what's going to occur.
Yeah, that's what you're attracting. You're saying.
So he's just basically saying we just need to start changing what we talk about in our music and lyric. But you know, me and you, Mr. Lyric, we've been talked about that before. We always like who is really faking, who is really real. What are you really trying to leave behind, and what are you trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, what's the legacy
in the world? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, you know, it's. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's it.
I mean, just watching that later video that came out. I mean, and you see Vaughn. I'm sorry, you see Rhonda walking over. It looked like, I don't know exactly what happened before that, but you can almost feel with the crowd behind him. You know, everyone knew this was coming. Like everyone knew he was going to step to him. It seemed like Vaughn didn't know this was going to happen because he's kind of just like, hey, what's going on? Boom. Before you know it, he's getting hit in the head kind of thing, where it looks like he's just walking up to talk. Maybe, I don't know, keep the peace, you know, but then it's like, dude, unload on him in this day and age, and not just this day and age, for a long time now. You know, you run up on someone when there's a big crowd like that and you start, hitting them, especially if you're talking about artists who have, some cachet and some value to them as a commodity, someone's going to pull out. You have to at least think that way. You at least think, I mean, there's a drive-by down the street from me, about a month ago where, literally just 2 dudes speeding, road rage or whatever. And it was the same place. It happened like twice. It's literally the corner down from, walk out, look down the hill. You think about how many times you're sitting there and how many times I hear a car go by, I sound all stupid using it like a drag strip. And now, someone looks at you, I've been thinking that since I've been a kid, really, like, man, you just look at this person wrong, something might happen. My car got jacked. I watched my car get jacked and I ran up on this dude. I saw him trying to steal my car, right? I rolled up on I was with Fee. Fee was in the car with me. I jump over to the door. I'm about to, like this dude's in my car, right? And we just came back to the apartment and this dude is in my car, right? So talk about getting caught red-handed. And this is like in slow motion. And Fee's like, yo, Al, he's got a gun. It was like in slow motion. And as soon as I opened the door and I heard that, I was like, hey, my man, yo, thanks for moving it for me. I just tried to not make him scared. I was like, oh my God, dude, there's a gun. Like, I'm going to get shot. So I was like, let me not scare him. I was like, yo, thank you. Immediately, it was like I already knew what this. I was like, yo, thank you for moving this for me. I'm sorry I put it. Hey, you can just leave it now. I'll take it, man. They told me that somebody's going to be moving my car. You must be the person. Thanks, man. Like, that's literally what I said. He was like, yo, what'd you say? I was like, yo, I just acted like he was doing me a favor and he got right out and he just left, And I was like, but I mean, but since probably then, that was probably like 95. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always thought that way. When I roll up on, now someone rolls up on me and they look like an idiot, I'm like, hey, how's it going? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I might be like, man, do I look like I'm too intimidating right now? Let me look the other way. Yeah, because I don't feel like getting shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, to not think that, like you say, enforcing peace. That's not enforcing peace when you roll up on someone, the crowd's behind you. We in the TMZ era, everybody wants to make a video now. It would have been great if you just, snuffed dude and that was the end of it, right? But no, now there's tragedy. You know what I'm saying? It would have been great for your viewers. It would have been great. I don't know. I'm kind of talking to my ear. I don't know what the whole situation is. He might have done something awful and horrible I don't even know about. I know I've been seeing some of the rumors or whatever. But yeah, man, you roll up on someone this day and age.
Yeah,
it's taking the life in your hands. Just looking at someone the wrong way sometimes.
It's just crazy. Like even the Mo 3 incident, they had this man laid out on the highway.
Yeah,
like literally body on the highway, spread it out. Dead, shot in the back of the head. Like somebody found him. They guess they knew what car he was driving in. He got out the car because he felt like he was going to be targeted, tried to escape, ran, and the guy just walked down and just, he finished the job. Like I think about that stuff all the time. Like I don't try to have enemies in this world. Like I always just think whether it's going in my house or going over some of my friends' house, like hope nobody mistake my car for no other car they're trying to look for, or mistake me for somebody else, or just want to, prove a point, or people may, you just cross paths or look at people the wrong way, or somebody pull up on me and that be my night. I think about that, or be my day. I think about that all the time. I just hope that day don't ever occur, but that's what I just think about every time I'm driving or I come to the house, and hope nobody mistake my car or mistake me for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
absolutely. I had actually never heard of Mo 3. I didn't hear him until the thing happened. I was like, who's Mo 3? Like, sounds familiar. Yeah. I was like, okay. Was it Dallas?
Yeah, Southern rapper. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Dallas is crazy, man. Dallas is crazy.
Well, with Def, we talk about Def, we talk about Uncle Phil, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh yeah.
So some crazy news is they're gonna have a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air like thing on HBO where everybody sitting around from the show talking about the show, except Uncle Phil, of course, but everybody else is on it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a cool thing happening. That's
cool. That's dope.
Right. Yeah, they've been talking about that for a while. It's finally gonna happen. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Hip Hop Citizen Show. I just seen that they a little thing came by. They're about to go live. Shout out to them. I gotta make sure I check out their show coming up. But yeah, man. So man, we covered a lot of ground, man. Well, thanks for coming through, C-Steez, man. And definitely hit us up when the track is done.
Yeah, C-Steez, I'm waiting for that, man. That's gonna be really, really, really cool, man. I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Thank you, Professor Ploy. I appreciate y'all providing this platform so I'll be able to spit, perform, chat, politic with y'all a little bit, do some fun games, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Are you doing the Kwanzaa thing this year or no?
No, I turned it down.
Turn it down. All right. Well, you busy man, and I hear you. I didn't know, was that gonna be live or was that gonna be be virtual?
So it was gonna be virtual, but I just ended up
Yeah, I hear you.
Strength. So I was
crazy times right now. You got things to concentrate on, man. So that's great. This kid, he killed this event last year, his Kwanzaa event at this church.
Yeah.
He had like the city officials coming out and be like, yo, we need to, they had this all on video, and then after he killed this thing right in front of this packed Kwanzaa event at this church, and this is like in the real part of the city that needs these kind of shows and these kind of events, so he slays this thing, and the city official comes out and he's like, wait, hold on, from that ward, he comes out and he's like, nah, hold on a second. He goes, what this brother just did right now, we need to now, after seeing it, we need to give him a proper introduction and clap like he was deserving of for what this dude just did. So they redid the whole intro and they had him come out again. They're like, yo, spit a few more bars. And yo, what did the elder give you there, man? One of the elders from the church? What did he
grace me with like a little medallion, you know what I mean? Like just off of the performance.
You don't see that.
I was the biggest.
It was coming up off it.
So I did. Like I left.
That was crazy.
I was like, that was like 8 minutes because I didn't know nothing about Kwanzaa before, like a quick backstory. And I told Mr. Ploy was the reason I ended up doing it, because it was a connect through him. And I known
I
about
love how he
it.
calls me Mr. Florida. Isn't that great? Isn't that all professional? Mr. Florida. I got that.
I got the
You
information.
raised right. That's how you know. That's how you know you raised right.
That's right.
Yeah, I got the information back in October, like of last year, but I didn't end up writing until freaking December, and the event is December 26th.
Kwanzaa is
It
a
was
December
so
event.
crazy. Like
Yeah.
I was racking my brains, like how the heck I'm gonna write a poem about something I'm not too sure about. So I started doing my research,
Did the
but
research.
I also started talking amongst people that was well versed and well rounded in it, and start getting their opinion. So I had to cram. I only had really like 5 days to really write. Then I had to.
And he's killing the mic. Your mic just dropped out again, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the story for him. And then he had to really concentrate, go in, work super hard, trying to whittle down this huge long piece into this shorter piece. And he was memorizing for days. And then he got up there and he was just like, boom. And they were like, yeah. Oh, there he is. All right.
Yeah, that's how I went. I was in my car, had to knock it out in my car late nights.
Many car sessions.
Yeah. So it ended up being a great turnout. So
that's great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so man, we definitely want to have you back on at some point. You know what I mean? You're a really cool dude. Pleasure to meet you. You know, blessed to have you on the show. That's great. And we will definitely see you again. Yeah. I'm signing out.
I'm signing out too, y'all. We got to get out of here. Give thanks, baby. All right. Thanks, man. All right, later.
Have a good night.